Hello and welcome to the online edition of Nightwatch for February 2023. My name is Bill, coming to you from the Sudekum Planetarium here at Adventure Science Center in Nashville. And as always, we'll start off with the moon phases for this month, and we find the moon will be full on February 5th. Last quarter moon on the 13th, new moon on the 20th, and first quarter moon on the 27th. Looking at planets this month, we have lost the planet Saturn to the glow of evening twilight. However, we do have Venus in the western sky at sunset. It appears as a very bright white star-like object in the west-southwest. Very, very easy to see, with the very thin crescent moon passing just below the planet Venus on February 21st. Up a little bit higher above Venus, but getting closer through the month, we do have the planet Jupiter, which also appears as a bright white star-like object, not quite as bright as Venus, but still very prominent. The crescent moon will be passing right next to the planet Jupiter the day after it passes below Venus, and that will be on February 22nd. So watch the moon as it passes by Venus on the 21st and Jupiter on the 22nd. Up higher in the sky, nearly overhead and ever so slightly toward the south, we do have the red planet Mars in the constellation Taurus the Bull. The first quarter moon will be passing by Mars on February 27th. Earlier in the month, something else will be passing by Mars. I'll have more to say about that in just a few moments. But as we take a look at the constellations in our evening sky, we have quite a collection of constellations with very bright stars. The most prominent of all of these constellations is Orion the Hunter. Orion is the showcase of the sky, marked by the 7 very bright stars that mark the outline of his body, including the very famous 3 in a row that mark Orion's belt. Taking those 3 stars in a row in Orion's belt, we go up to the upper right, and that takes us into the constellation Taurus the Bull, along with the planet Mars. The brightest star in the constellation Taurus is not Mars, because Mars is a planet. The brightest star is the star called Aldebaran, which is the eye of Taurus the Bull. Taking those same 3 stars in Orion and going down to the lower left, we find the constellation Canis Major, Orion's great dog, marked by the bright star Sirius, the brightest star in the nighttime sky. Of course, the brightest star in the sky is the sun, which gives us daytime. To the upper left of where Canis Major is, or to the left of where Orion is, we find Canis Minor, Orion's little dog, marked by the bright star Procyon. Cutting across Orion to the upper left, going from his lower right foot to his upper right shoulder, which we see to the left because he's facing us, we find the constellation Gemini, the twins, marked by their head stars Castor and Pollux, which are also called the twin stars. And then, if we look straight up above Orion's head, we find the constellation Auriga, the charioteer, holding on to his mother goat and some baby goats in his lap, marked by the bright star Capella, which is in the mother goat. Now, also in our evening sky, we do have a special visitor in the early part of February, and you may have read about this or heard about it on the news or online, and that is Comet C 2022 E3, also called Comet ZTF. Now, there seems to be some misconceptions about this comet, and there's many reports of this comet being once-in-a-lifetime viewing opportunity and being very rare and very bright in our evening sky. You may also read about the sky turning green with this comet. However, Comet C22 E3 or ZTF will be very faint, barely visible to the naked eye. I can't stress that enough because many people will be going out looking for something really super spectacular, and it really won't be. The comet will be moving through the constellation Taurus around February 9th through 16th. It will be near the planet Mars on February 10th and 11th, as we see in these images. Again, the comet will be barely visible to the naked eye, and you will not be able to see any color at all. You'll need a long exposure photograph through a telescope to pick up any color. The comet will appear as a very faint fuzzy patch of light in binoculars or a telescope, and a very faint tail may become visible in the better binoculars and in some telescopes. Again, do not expect anything very bright or easy to see, especially anywhere near an urban area with lots of lights. And beware of any reports of this comet becoming very bright and easy to see, or once-in-a-lifetime viewing opportunities. Again, the comet will be in the sky passing by Mars on February 10th and 11th. That's a good place to scan with a pair of binoculars or a telescope to see the faint fuzzy smudge of light in the sky. Now don't forget, if you can't remember everything I've mentioned in this online edition of Nightwatch, you can pick up a copy of our star chart online by visiting adventuresci.org/starcharts. Or better yet, come and visit us here at the Sudekum Planetarium at Adventure Science Center. Find out our current schedule of shows and other events and activities happening here at the Science Center by visiting our website, adventuresci.org. And watch our schedule online for a very special laser light show that we've produced coming up in March. And from all of us here at the Sudekum Planetarium and the Adventure Science Center, my name is Bill. I thank you for watching our online edition of Nightwatch, and I wish you clear skies.